Hi guys. I'm going to try my best to compartmentalize the downloads I get from the field in a couple ideas instead of just sharing the live stream because I feel it would be more beneficial for your process to have that in little nuggets. So as I integrate how to bring on the teachings in a way that's more practical for you, bear with me as I use this as a practice, but also as a way to bring this information for you. So what I downloaded was The Flow of the Miraculous. I'm sure you know what it is to live in a high frequency or heard about it, or how David Hawkins talks about when you're in levels of unconditional love, bliss, and ecstasy. You're just experiencing divinity unfolding itself towards you. That means that your intention is merged with divine will, and the manifestations that you receive are in complete resonance with what you wish to create. So there's no misalignment of thoughts and emotions. So maybe your ego right now can be saying, yeah, right, living the miraculous. It's just a bunch of new age lingo, or it may be easy for you because you're a woman and you're pretty. This is completely proven by direct experience to my clients. It doesn't matter if you're a woman, if you're a guy, if you're pretty, if you're ugly, everybody's pretty. But I'm just saying some of the resistances that you may be thinking. Doesn't matter how you look like, it's just your energy field and your frequency that attracts miracles. I remember that it doesn't matter my looks when I was not even in this part of awakening and healing. And I was so depressed and contracted that nothing in my life happened. I was like, but why can't I be this cute? And then nobody loves me and nobody wants me. And I can get to receive what I want. I'm not open to receive. And I want these friendships and connections and opportunities, but nobody wants to be around me because it's not about the looks. It's about your frequency and your heart. So to be beautiful, to be radiant, is still all about your thoughts and your heart. If your heart is in alignment with your thoughts, people feel that in your aura and they're magnetized to you. So it has nothing to do with looks. You're beautiful by your heart's resonance. Next point, direct experience confirmation. So everything I'm sharing with you today has led me to full embodiment and confidence of the teachings because I have been able to manifest houses, travels, money, friendships, experiences, business opportunities. What else? Epic romance that I'm just like, okay, there's so much from where to choose because when you embody that you're unconditionally loved and you have self-love for yourself and others, then you become, again, magnetic. It's just like personal magnetism. Okay. And now that's the steps of how can you abide in this blissful space of being. So I developed 6 different tips that you can use. Number 1, be really clear on what you wish to create. As David Hawkins mentions, what we hold in mind tends to manifest. So if you have any sort of mixed frequency that you may be saying, yeah, I want to create this epic business, or I want to manifest this romantic relationship, or I want to live in the abundant state of being and know that wealth is just positive energy, and I want to be able to buy and do and move and travel around the world, which I've been doing for a year and almost 3 months now. And I want to be able to do that without fear. Where are you coming from with those thoughts? You're really clearing what you want, because if you say you want to manifest love and romance, but you're still entertaining relationships that are not in alignment with that, you're still talking to your ex, you're still replying to, if you're a woman, to guys that are offering you one night stands, but what you want is a relationship, that can be a hindrance. Or you're a guy and you want to get married, but then you're just attracting women that want you because of your money, or want you because they just want to have fun and then they don't call you back. Guys also have emotions. It's not a woman, the one that are like, oh, he just wanted me for a one night stand. I'm just trying random examples here. But are your actions, the way you're responding to the field, is in alignment with what you say you want to create? You say you want your lover or your current partner. Maybe you don't want a new partner. You want your current partner to match your expectations. You want them to be sweet and loving and caring and giving. But then you are responding to them being contracted or not giving you what you want. And then by you responding to that and you trying to force it, you repel that, and you're telling reality that that's what you deserve. So you keep being in that relationship container, and then you're not magnetizing the next level of what you want, because reality is a mirror. is reflecting back to you the beliefs you hold about yourself. So be really clear in what you wish to create. And don't take anything less than that, because reality will test you with different offers until you're like, okay, he didn't or she didn't accept offer 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to send you the offer you really want. And then when you say yes to that, you're confirming to reality that that's what you deserve. And then you magnetize that new embodiment. Okay, point number 2. Make sure you've done your inner work, unconscious clearing. If you're attracting undesirable results, it may be because there's a lot of inner talking that you may have yet not addressed. Okay, what do I mean by that? I'm like, who's that Nicole channeling that information? So sometimes you're like, Nikki, I've been doing what you said. I've been trying to manifest my dream lover. I've been trying to manifest traveling around the world or having more higher LOC, peace of mind, moving towards my enlightenment or self-actualization, but I don't seem to get there. You may be not aware that there's a process called unconscious clearing, that you need to look at all the subconscious, all the unconscious, and this is one of my favorite works of Carl Jung, that are limiting yourself from expanding into, I'm like, am I recording? I'm like, oh my God, hopefully yes, because this is so much energy. I'm recording. You are using so much energy in trying to manifest what you want, but then you haven't looked at what's in the shadow. And this process was epic for me, because if you read my story, which you can check out in my website, that I haven't launched yet, but you can check it out, the new version. I spent a whole year in bliss, and I thought I was enlightened, and I was getting beautiful reflections from the field. And if you're here in YouTube from those days, you may have known that version of Nikki or Nicole, but it wasn't fully embodied or integrated. I haven't done my Carl Jung work. I hadn't looked at the shadow. So there were some areas of my life that I didn't show online where I was getting undesirable results. So I'm like, what's going on? And I had to go dive deep into the darkness, cry my eyes out, get a bunch of reflections where I felt contracted and like shit. And I'm like, oh my God, unworthiness, my fraud, all the bullshit beliefs of the human consciousness, all received with love, but we're infinitely worthy. So I had to go through a series of trials and tribulations to completely embody the version of self that you're seeing right now. But if you suppress it or you repress it, if you're not willing to put yourself out there and meet the person you want to meet, take the girl or the guy on a date, launch your new business, go and move out to a different country, leave all your belongings, quit your job, like be in a place where you're in the most uncomfortable position. So all your fears, all the shit that you don't want to look at comes up, so you can transmute it. And you can become more of an empty vessel from that divine energy to shine through you. And what does that mean in the practical sense? You get the manifestations you want. You get the lover, you get the new career, you get the move to a new country, you get the new friendships, the new relationships, and everything that you need will be magnetized to you. That website wrote itself. I magnetized somebody that was willing to do that because he or she wanted out of love. Like everything that appears in my life is kind of magical. So you can live there too, but there's some work to do. That's number 2. Number 3, see triggers as gifts, as opportunities to see where you haven't been free, where you could be more free. People are just messengers telling you what you believe about yourself to be. So there's going to come a point where I don't even have to read it. I want to train my brain to talk like this, so it's easier for you. So, I'm sick, almost always floating still. Okay, enough about me. But you can get a transmission through the laughter as well. But this is for your practical logistic brain. Okay, for your logistic brain, step number 3, people are just messengers. So you get an email you don't like. That person is being of service to you, telling you where you yet have to clear off an energy for you to receive the responses that are in alignment with the embodiment that you aspire for. Why I talk so much about embodiment? Because your relationships, your finances, your romantic life, it's all a reflection of the person and the self-concept that you believe yourself to be in this moment. And if sometimes in an area of your life you feel like, oh my God, this is going amazing, I love my relationships, but my work sucks and I don't like going to work every day, then you're not being in alignment, because you're telling reality that, okay, you're having these epic friendships and nourishing connections, but then in your work you don't feel fulfilled. So you are contracting in an area that you could be expanding on. So even your work, you get reflections from coworker, business partner, a boss, depending if you work on an office, that it's making like, oh my God, really, it contracts you. thank that person. You don't have to thank them with a WhatsApp or a Telegram or an email, but inwardly thank them. Thank you so much for showing me what I have to look at to transcend and embody the new version of self. And when you fully own that and accept that instead of fighting the reflection, then the next day you fall asleep with your new self-concept embodiment. And when you wake up, you will receive another email or another message that's going to be more in alignment with the version of yourself you are telling yourself you are. So you're playing all a divine game. This is just the flow of the miraculous, playing your beliefs in this cosmic play of consciousness. Number 4, enjoy yourself and be playful. How can you find ways to experience more pleasure right where you are without having to have yet the experience of your ultimate heart desire? You can find gratitude, appreciation for all that you already co-created. Okay, what do I mean like that? You cannot always be in the space of, I want this. We need to have desires, no suppression. And I was there thinking like, it's all about enlightenment. So I'm going to suppress my desires because I want to be a monk on a cave. So I'm going to suppress my sexual desires, my wealth desires, all the material things. Bullshit. I was just splitting myself and creating another duality. It's okay to embrace your sexuality and your sexual needs. It's okay to embrace that you want to have wealth and do great things with it. It's okay that you can be a monk, but you can be a modern monk. You know, you can be a monk in a Ferrari. You can be a monk in a Porsche, in flying first class or something. How cool would that be like a first class flight monk? Okay, I'm getting off track. But I'm giving you examples of ambitions I'm getting of pleasure. What for you symbolizes pleasure? Okay, like, what do you want, right? Like, and when you come with that frequency to the here and now, then it's not like, oh my God, I want the epic lover, but now you're contracted. No, find ways to be grateful and appreciate what you have already co-created and manifested. What are you grateful for today? And I say this, suggest this to my clients and students all the time. Find gratitude for the embodiment and the intentionality of getting there, because it's the person you're right now, the person you want to become. You need to come from the person you want to become, from the embodiment, come from the end. You're already that. If you have the vision, there's a version of yourself, there's a parallel reality that's living that experience. And again, confirming from direct experience, it's true. When I was dreaming of having the life I experience right now, complete freedom, abundance, travel, doing what I love, getting paid what I'm worth, epic relationships, romance in abundance, everything. I was like, so like, oh, I want that so bad. Now I have it. And I'm like, oh, I always had it. I just had to switch my consciousness into that version of myself. And now I have even bigger aspirations and bigger dreams, and more on that I'm going to tell you in future videos. But every time you want to manifest something, come from the end, but be grateful, because in the linear, it takes some time for events, opportunities, synchronicities that call miracles to appear in your reality, to bring that reality to the here and now. So be grateful and exercise patient, exquisite bliss. I just made that up. Patient, exquisite bliss. I mean, patient, exquisite bliss, because I know that what I want, it's making itself towards me. I'm in patient, exquisite bliss because what I want wants me back. I'm in patient, exquisite bliss because I am manifesting all that desire by being grateful for where I'm at. And all you get, in my experience, are symbols. Doesn't matter if I was in a castle or in a hostel. Doesn't matter if I had the most epic, how do you call that? Like brunches, like when you see like a queen, like in a queen, and you have like this epic, all the foods that you want, and you're like Cleopatra, and they're serving you with grapes. And I had that. I know, like I'm just being really intimate with you guys now. I have had those experiences, and it's like, okay, now I'm bored. You know, it's like, it's not about that. It's about service, but to clear up those basanas, we have to experience those desires to be able to release them and know that the only thing that will make you truly happy is being in the embodiment of your heart, of your frequency, of your true being. But before that, play with the symbols, play with the symbols of making more money, play with the symbols of the ultimate epic sexual experience if you want to have that. I'm not saying be promiscuous, but don't suppress yourself, because if you want to have those experiences, then you're going to burn them out, and then you're going to meet yourself in them, and then you're going to be like, oh, I don't really wanted that. Oh, okay, cool, next level. Okay, cool, next level. And you're going to burn the basanas. I don't know where I heard that. Maybe in the joggies of Indian Western culture civilization, where they talk about enlightenment. It's like we have to burn all of our basanas until we realize that we're happy. Like Hawkins mentioned, he was happy in a room by himself having a banana and a Diet Coke, and he didn't want anything. So what I'm trying to bridge here is to be okay with your desires, even if they're crazy, even if they seem like, oh my God, this is I would be scared if somebody knew this is my desire. Fuck that. Like, own your desire, merge it with your heart desire, and create resonance in between, purifying those desires as you magnetize them and realize them. And then you're going to have higher and higher visions. So enjoy yourself and feel the pleasure now, while not forgetting the focus of what's the ultimate version of myself I want to be when I'm grateful for this one. Okay. Number 5, take aligned action in harmony with the refinement of your vision as you see the reflections that it brings back to you. So you can use them as signals to course correct and see how you can adjust your North Star, or areas where you think you're being in alignment, but you're subtly not. Okay, take aligned action to refine your vision. So every time I clear something on my field and I took aligned action, let's say, okay, I want to create more money. What do I have to do? I get inspiration, message this person because I know what I have to offer them. It's going to support their path. So it's a win-win, right? It's beneficial for them. It's beneficial for me. So I'm like, I'm taking the action. I'm sending the message. And then along the way, I'm going to meet areas in my life where I'm not aligned. Let's say that the person doesn't want it to be part of whatever I was offering in the moment. The next day, after I see that reflection, and I'm like, oh, where am I not aligned? I clear that up. If it's like I have to go back into a memory 2 years ago where I felt unworthy of receiving that next level abundance or service I wanted to give, I clear that up. I switch the scene. I'm like, oh, I see that. That's not relevant right now. I release it. And the next day, the person signs into the program. The next day, the person wants to do the, I'm just giving you examples of my life, how else this can work. Let's say you ask a girl on a date and she says no. If you get contracted and you like, oh, okay, I'm not wanted, I'm not loved, then you're not going to manifest the girl again. But if you are like, oh, okay, cool, this is a reflection, where can I go back in my life and see my subconscious and unconscious where I have been felt rejected and I still feel that unworthiness and rejection? Go there right now, clear it up, switch the scene. The next day, the person is going to message you back and be like, hey, of course, I want to go on a date with you. Because you didn't react to the current reflection. You keep taking action without fear. You need to be fearless about meeting your limiting beliefs. See, meeting your limiting beliefs and going out of your comfort zone as a way where you're going to expand and actually manifest what you want. And also progress towards not wanting anything and then just being in complete full realization with what is. So this is about non-dual manifestation. This is about being in a state of non-doership and merging your heart's will with God's will. Okay. And number 6, surrender and let go to divine will. See, I knew I was going somewhere. We can set the intention and stay consistent with the vision and frequency we hold, but the most important aspect of being in complete alignment with higher self is the surrender of what you wish, of the wish into the field, for it to present itself in unexpected and non-linear ways. What does that mean? That you have to surrender. Okay, this is my North Star. This is what I want. I want to manifest $100,000 billion. Let's make that number up. I want to make $1 trillion. Okay, that's the intention. How's it gonna happen? I don't fucking know. Like, you just have the intention, you stay true to that, and you allow divine will to show you how that's going to appear in your field. You need to know what you're going to use the money for. Or if you want to manifest your epic wife, okay, I want my epic wife and I want her to be like, I'm in Colombia now, so I'm like, I want her to be super servicial and I want her to give me massages and worship me and da-da-da. And I'm like, have that vision of the wife you want to manifest. It's so funny. And surrender it to the field, and then reality, because it's just a hologram, is going to present to you so many opportunities of the candidate for your perfect wife, but you cannot be like grasping like, oh, I'm going to go out and get it, or I'm going to log into Tinder or in Luxy or in Seeking Arrangement or all those websites and try to get the girl. You know, like, I'm just going to relax and see how reality is going to bring that back to me. And it's going to appear, but you have to say no with everything that's not in alignment with your true North Star. Because if you settle for less than what you know it's in alignment with what you want, then you're going to be frustrated. And who is it to blame? Only yourself for not trusting and not being confident enough that you're fully worthy of your most craziest dreams and desires. Okay. That's it. The end one is just a call to action. If you wish to be one of the first ones to experience high resonance manifestation, I'm having a pre-launch offer. I'm having so much fun with the people that are already on board, and don't miss out on this opportunity. Does that sound like marketing? I'm having just a lot of fun with this. It's just like a party. It's really fun to just explore what you want to create, clear your unconscious blocks, and just keep you into alignment so you can see that materialize in your physical reality. So if that's something that's calling you forward, below, I'm going to link you to my Instagram, and you can send me a DM message so I can give you that special offer number. And I'm just going to take a few more people in because I don't have space to have that bandwidth just yet. So make sure you don't miss out on the opportunity. And I'm gonna raise the prices pretty soon. I think after Christmas, they're gonna go, So take your chance. Thank you so much for being here with me, for receiving this transmission. Let me know in the comments what resonates, what it didn't, what you didn't like. Be radically candor, because that's part of embodying your fierceness. Okay, bye, my love. Mwah.